While scientists out there are racking their brains trying to figure out how to colonize Mars, I found myself sitting thoughtfully by the ocean and taking a completely unscientific sip of salt water. Instantly, the sharp, briny taste lingering in my throat sparked a ridiculous, yet mind-boggling question. Why on earth is the ocean so salty? And just like that, instead of looking for life on other planets, I decided to find the answer right here in the deep blue sea beneath our feet. If you walk up to a kid on the street right now and ask, "Why is the ocean salty?" they'll probably roll their eyes and say, "Well, duh, because it has salt in it." Ask a harder question. It sounds obvious, right? But that's just scratching the surface. Have you ever wondered, if it's just salt, where on earth did that endless mountain of salt actually come from? Is there some colossal chemical factory hidden at the bottom of the ocean left over from prehistoric times? Let's break down the chemistry first. That white salt crystal we use to season our food every day is scientifically known as sodium chloride, NaCl. It's made of two main elements, sodium, Na, and chlorine, Cl. In the ocean, these two aren't hanging out alone. They share the water with an extended family of magnesium, calcium, potassium, and sulfates. But sodium and chlorine completely steal the spotlight, making up the vast majority. And the story begins in the most dry, solid places on Earth, land and rocks. Back when the Earth was a chaotic, bubbling battlefield of lava, minerals like sodium were safely locked deep inside solid rocks. Fast forward millions of years and enter the rain. Rain sounds pure and innocent, but it actually carries a tiny bit of mild acidity because it absorbs carbon dioxide from the air. This weak acid drips down day after day, year after year, onto solid rock, a geological process called chemical weathering. Think of rainwater as the world's most patient little nibbler. Over millions of years, it wears down the rock, releasing trapped sodium and chlorine ions. These ions wash into tiny streams, flow into rivers, and eventually empty straight out into the great open ocean. This brings up a classic, ultra-logical question. If river water also flows across all those rocks, why do rivers taste completely fresh while the ocean is intensely salty? The secret comes down to nature's plumbing system. Rivers are just temporary travelers. River water flows continuously, picking up a few minerals along the way, but it never sticks around. Any salt that washes and gets flushed straight out to sea without a chance to build up. A river is basically a high-speed water slide. The ocean, on the other hand, is a giant trap, a nearly closed system. When water flows from rivers into the ocean, the blazing hot sun beats down, causing the water to evaporate and rise up into the sky to form clouds and rain. But here's the critical plot twist. Only pure water molecules evaporate into the air. The heavy salt molecules are left completely behind at the bottom of the sea. Day after day, water evaporates and new river water flows in, but the salt stays behind, refusing to leave. This game of accumulation has been playing out for over 4 billion years, turning the ocean into a massive cosmic storage unit for salt. And get this, the ocean is under attack from below, too. Deep down on the dark, pitch-black ocean floor where sunlight can never reach, underwater volcanic vents and hydrothermal fissures constantly blast a massive cocktail of minerals straight out of the Earth's crust, making the water even more concentrated. Hearing all this, you might start to panic. If we keep dumping salt in without letting it out, won't the ocean eventually turn into a giant block of solid salt, and whales turn into dried seafood? Luckily, Mother Nature has a brilliant balancing mechanism. The ocean does have drainage routes. They just move much slower than the intake. Sedimentation. A portion of the salt slowly sinks to the deep ocean floor, mixing with mud and sand to turn into sedimentary rock over millions of years. Marine life. Organisms like clams, oysters, and coral use these minerals to build their shells and skeletal structures. When they pass away, those shells sink to the ocean floor, permanently burying the salt down below. Because the incoming salt and the outgoing salt stay balanced, the ocean's salinity has stayed steady at around 3.5% for millions of years. What does that actually mean? For every single liter of seawater, you get about 35 grams of salt. If you magically extracted every single grain of salt from all the oceans on Earth and spread it evenly across every continent, that layer of salt would tower 150 meters, nearly 500 feet, high. The height of a 40-story skyscraper. Insane, right? To wrap it all up, rivers are fresh because they are just temporary pit stops. Water passes through and moves on. The ocean is salty because it's the final destination, gathering everything, holding on to it, and never truly letting go. So which one are you? Do you prefer a free-spirited life like a river, or a deep, mysterious soul like the ocean? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more quirky science questions. See you next time.